Hello, Claire.
Hello.
Are you wearing underwear?
Not today, never am.
Last
Unless
episode.
I sell them on the gram.
Ooh. Oh, last episode we ended it with just talking about how my dad bought me my first thong. So I thought it was appropriate to start off by talking about underwear. It felt right.
Just like a nice lead in.
I want to talk about what you wear. Even if you don't, I don't really care.
We have names. We both have names that rhyme so well with anything.
Oh, yeah.
Glow and Claire. Are you kidding me?
We could do anything. What was the, we had one. We had like one that we always sang. I forget it, but it's something, it had to do with the 203, which is where we reside.
Oh, yes. I thought it was like a shabuya.
Shabuya roll call. Oh, you know, I love Bring It On. Don't even get me started.
We can't even start with that.
It's October. It's October.
October 1st. Well, when this is posted.
When this is posted, it's the night before.
Yeah.
It's September 30th.
Yeah. And I do plan on being sober all of October, actually.
Yeah, so Sober October is a thing that a lot of people do. It's kind of a no shave November.
Right. You know, who was it coined by? I feel like, not to be like whatever, but I feel like Joe Rogan popularized
Sober
it.
October?
Yeah.
Oh, I did Sober October all of last year, and I'd never listened to a Joe Rogan podcast.
That is true, but
I don't know how it got back to me. I've listened to Joe Rogan now.
Yeah, him and his little homeboys. They always
the
do
squadron.
they always do Sober October, but they do like a workout.
Yeah, I feel like I've just gone in and out with, like, I'm not the type of person who needs it, but if I'm around it, I'll become. It's just
over. Yeah,
it's one of those things. Habits. Like if you form a habit, it's gonna stick until I re-break that habit.
Right.
But then also, if someone has that habit and they're around me, I will pick up on it.
Yeah.
Besides Juuls, surprisingly, I've never Juuled. I've never hit a Juul in my entire life. That's one of my never have I evers.
That is so good. That used to be one of mine for a long time, and then I finally hit one because I guess I wanted to see what the hype was about. But not into it. Would rather smoke a real cigarette, to be completely honest.
I don't know. I think growing up, like, I always smelled like cigarettes because my mom smoked, and I was like, this is disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any like past
vendettas with cigarettes.
Yeah, but
I always joke with my mom. I was like, when I hated you, you smelled like cigarettes, and I hated you, like I hated everything. And then once I started to like find love from my mother, she smelled like weed. And then
oh, how joyous!
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. Weed is really what I need to be sober from.
Yeah.
I am a chronic smoker, a seasoned pothead. It's bad.
Since 14?
Dude, like 13, dude.
I remember when everyone smoked weed for the first time. I wasn't there. I had heard about it, and I was so upset. I was like, oh, this is a path we're taking. All right, I guess I'm coming.
God. No, literally insane. In 8th grade, I still have a journal entry that I wrote. I can't believe the kids in my grade would even consider smoking marijuana. The next year, every morning. Every morning.
I literally moved out of my mom's house in 8th grade and lived with my dad because I'd found out she was smoking weed. I was like, I'm getting out of here.
Oh my God. Yeah. See, I thought it was like scary because, you know, you're convinced that it's like you're like, oh,
it's a gateway.
It's a Schedule 1 drug.
Yeah. And then you grow up. Like my mom, she works in the dispensaries, and I've had my card before, and
yeah,
I liked it when I did it, but it was just something like it wasn't for me. It is sometimes, but
yeah, see,
I feel like every person who smokes weed long enough gets to the point where it just causes them more anxiety than happiness, and there's no return. And I've kind of hit that point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you haven't.
I'm really getting there. Last week, I was like, I was really on the edge of things. Last week, I was like, I'm going to quit I'm done. I had this whole revelation. I stopped for about 5 days. Yeah. And then
You were pretending to feel really good. Were you actually...
you know,
it felt like one of those manifestation things where you're like, I'm awake.
I'm like, here I am. I'm with it now. I'm seeing life differently. No, to be honest with you, I felt a little clearer minded, but I was not getting sleep. And I think the only reason I felt nice genuinely is because I stopped having the fucking munchies at night.
Yeah, you're not burning your tongue with sour candies until
it bleeds.
Yeah,
till it bleeds.
It was weird because when I did Sober October last year, so that's October 2019, I was sober for the whole month.
Yes.
But before that, from October 2019 to October 2018, I smoked weed every single day, multiple times a day,
420.
because I'd gotten into a car accident. And my mom was like,
that was fucking wild.
Yeah, I got into a car accident. I was going to work and I like called him. I was like, I'm not gonna make it. He's like, you were never on the schedule. I'm like, wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
So they really the universe put you in your car to get in that accident.
Yeah.
You cut a check.
Yeah, and I was heavy boxing. Remember, I was boxing every single day.
I got the pictures.
And then I got into the car accident, and then I stopped and I smoked weed every single day until last October, and I decided I was done. I just couldn't anymore.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let's get drunk. But now I don't feel reliant on things. I notice when I hang out with someone, I sometimes adapt their lifestyle. So if I'm hanging out with someone who's just drinking all the time, then I'll be like, yes, me too. But if I'm hanging out with someone who's sober, I'm like, also me too.
Yeah. That's why I like my boyfriend completely, like, he's just sober. He's sober, dude. I mean, he'll drink, but he doesn't like smoking weed. And like, that makes me be like, oh, I shouldn't. Yeah,
I majority hang out with someone who's completely sober. Like 90% of my time is hung out with them. But yeah, he's sober, so it's really easy to just be sober. Like there's no influence at all.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't know. Should we get political? This isn't even political. The other night in the debate, how Trump like brought up to Biden about how Hunter, his son's cocaine use, and Biden looked straight into the camera and was like, "Yeah, my son had a cocaine problem, and
I feel like
it."
Trump.
And I was like, "Yeah."
I feel in that
Biden.
moment Trump made him look like a bad guy, because I think most of people in America can
struggle with addiction.
Yeah, can relate to losing a loved one or having a loved one just struggle with addiction or just drug use in general.
That was not a good debate tactic. Yeah. I was like, oh.
He walked in, he's like, I have a plan, here's my climate change plan, here's everything. And then Trump's like, yeah, but your son does drugs and the other one's dead. Haha, I remember that, loser. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, but I really need to stop fucking smoking weed. All in all, I'll wake up, I'll rip the dab pen, I'll go about 3 hours, and then I'll smoke more weed, and then I'll go another 3 hours and smoke more weed. It's just
I'm already such a lazy person that if I add weed into the equation, I'm not moving. It doesn't matter if it's a sativa, if it's an indica. I just can't move. I can't. I wish I could. I wish I was my mom's one of those people who smokes weed and it's like Adderall for her. I'm like, where?
She gets like that methamphetamine high.
Yeah. I'm like, girly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
happy for you, but I can't. Yeah. She's like, you want to renew your card? I'm like, no, I'm good.
Well, it's like, I get it. Like, I'm also a functioning stoner. I could relate with Judy on that, but I feel like I'm not working at full capacity.
Yeah,
like, if
and I already don't.
I'd have a lot more calm.
Yeah, I already feel like I'm not at full capacity, and I'm sober. So it's like if I just add things to weigh down my already awful procrastination and gluttony and all the awful things about me. It's just not it.
Yeah, we love the 7 deadly sins.
Pag legs, baby. Like, literally, that was one of the first things my dad had me memorize. He's like, pad legs, pride, anger, guilt, lust, envy, gluttony, sloth. I'm a big sloth girl.
I am not.
Yeah, you like to move. You're like up in the morning. I could be in bed all day and I'll feel guilt while I'm...
This bitch, we were supposed to meet this morning. And she texts me at 8 a.m. and goes, oh, yeah, here's my garage code. I'm going to take a nap, so just come in. I go 8 a.m. nap.
Okay, but I didn't go to sleep. I was like, I should fall asleep for a few hours. Because I was like, oh, I'll just stay awake until Claire comes. And then I was like, I'll be so delirious while we're talking on the podcast. You ever stay awake too long and then you start getting like that weird...
You're like, I never need to sleep.
It's like weird euphoric. It kind of feels like you're tripping. I've never done a psychedelic, but I assume it's just similar. It's probably not at all. But my brain just starts getting fuzzy. I'm like, I need to go to sleep.
Yeah. I don't usually nap that much. Like, I know I'm depressed if I start napping. Or if I'm sleeping, like if I'm sleeping past 7.
I think one of my biggest problems, or the reason I procrastinate so hard, is because I dream so big and the things I want to achieve are so much bigger than me. And it's so scary to start. So instead I don't start.
Yeah. And
I wait until there's like little to no time left.
Of course.
So that when I do accomplish it, wait a minute, that's really not my best work. If I actually put in effort, it would be better. You know, it's like, oh, but you had 7 months to do that. And I'm like, oh, yeah. But, and then all the excuses in the book.
They just start flooding in.
Yeah.
No, I relate to that so heavily. That's me sitting in my car yesterday, like crying, sobbing to Dream On. I'm like, oh my God, it's because, you know, I just have all these things. Yeah.
I feel like with my website, getting it out there and like having a platform, and then people kind of, I feel like I'm at a point in my artistic career where now people could kind of rely on me for content. Mm-hmm. So now I'm more,
definitely, yeah,
I'm more not willing, but I want to like be there.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, people really like my stuff. Okay, I'm going to keep giving them the stuff that they like, because
be
like this is what I've wanted.
Exactly. Like create content. I have to do the whole,
but it's so hard. I'm my biggest enemy.
Oh my, I won't.
It's the procrastination and the decisiveness.
Anything on Instagram in 10 months because I think I'm not good.
Yeah, no, it's weird too, because I'm like, oh, I do nothing. And then I have a lot to show for myself, but I don't consider it anything because it's not what like I want. Yeah. Like it's not the goal, and it's not, I never had a plan to do all this stuff. It kind of just happened. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of those people who could go with the flow. Mm. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do this. I'll do that. I'm adding to my portfolio, but I'm like, wow, my portfolio means nothing actually, because it's not real. Even though it is, like, I convince myself all the time that the things I've actually done don't mean anything. And it probably stems from, like, oh, it's because I didn't do it the normal way that everyone else does it, where, like, you graduate college or high school, you go to college, you do your thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of just going with the flow.
Yeah, you've had a lot of time, though, to work on your creativity while everybody else has been trapped in the cesspool of schooling.
I mean, I have been trying to get my associate's degree for 6 years.
It'll happen if you want it to.
I graduated from community college. Like I walked, got a fake diploma, and then they were like, oh, you failed psychology. And I've been trying to take psychology for the past like 3 semesters, and it just hasn't worked out. So hopefully this semester I finally finish psychology and get my degree.
I believe in you. I think you can.
Yeah. But that's also like me choosing, or like saying like, oh, I'm not good enough for that. So I like kind of self-sabotage in the sense of like, oh, I won't do my homework on time. I won't go to class.
Yeah. Don't give in your best effort. Yeah.
Yeah. And I hate that about myself. I want those things to change.
I don't have a bad like self-sabotaging like mentality that much. I'm just, I really need a kick in the ass to like do something. I need that push. People are like, oh, no, that's really good. You need to show people that. I get really private with the things I work on and the things I create. I get fucking weird about it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think I'm the opposite, where I put everything out and I'm like, oh. Yeah, and I'll like, I'm not at the point where the internet is my diary.
Yeah.
In some aspects it is. Like if I put out a song, you'll like that shit. Like you'll know me if you hear something that I write for sure. But I haven't fully like I haven't used it to that extent. I'm like somewhere kicking in the middle where I put myself out there. People know my stuff, but like I guess I think I want and aspire to be a very positive person, even if I have moments where I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna soak in it or think that that's a permanent feeling.
Oh yeah, that's
versus sometimes I feel like when people use social media as like a diary, it's like I'm feeling negative. I want, like, it's never gonna not be negative.
Yeah. No, I really try not to get into those mindsets ever. Like if I'm feeling really down, I'll just like get up and start moving. I don't know, I've conditioned myself to
I think it's important
out.
to not feed in, because even though they're like negativity is bad, but there's also like negative or too much positive energy or fake positivity. Like I can't do it.
Good vibes only.
Yeah,
baby.
I'm not a good vibes only girl. I want to feel the best and do like have healthy relationships and feel good and have a positive outlook. I do, but sometimes it disappears for a moment. I know it's gonna come back, but I can't sit and pretend with the good vibes only 100% of the time. Like I'm gonna be down and I'm gonna feel it.
You know, this goes into another thing of creativity that definitely creatives love to feel. I don't know, maybe I'm just sadistic. I like to feel sad. It feeds into my creativity. It makes me produce deeper, better shit. I'm like, this is what like I don't fucking want to be sad. That's not what I'm saying. But like, if I'm feeling that, I could hone in on it, and I'm like, oh, I could use this to my advantage right now.
Yeah, I think when I am sad, I do create the most, but I tend to go to specific mediums when I'm feeling certain emotions. If I'm sad, I'm gonna write a song, or like I rarely paint sad things, or I don't know. It's usually musical or a poem or something. I feel like when I'm the most upset, you'll get my emotions in an art form, in a written word art form instead of a creative one. Or not non-creative,
but painting or drawing.
I wish, because there's moments where I'm like, I could listen to a song and feel so sad, and I could see them. I think so like I have a movie brain. So when I think sad things, I picture the music video, I picture the scene in the movie falling, I picture all of that. I picture the dialogue, the fight, or whatever the song is painting in my head for me. But I don't necessarily want to paint that myself with a brush. I want to make it a film. I want to make it watchable. Yeah. I want you
want bodies on it.
Yeah. I like to emote through making other people act out that emotion, or like the things I never said, or the things I wish were said to me, vice versa.
Yeah. Oh God, art is just a whole struggle in itself.
I think this year though, I've been in one of the best places I've ever been. Recently,
most productive.
I'm the most productive I've ever been. I'm not in any unhealthy relationships for the first time in forever.
Audience. Let me tell you right now, the drama follows Glow, and right now we are like 4 or 5 months clean of it. I haven't heard any drama from Glow. It feels weird. It really does.
Honestly?
Oh my God, give it up.
Yeah. I am one of those people who's like, I think it's because I pull back that sober October moment. I think because I grew up with a dad who was a super bad boy, did all the drugs, was super crazy, made tons of mistakes. He told me everything. My dad walked me through
wait till he's on this podcast.
He walked me through every awful thing he's ever done, and it was so unfathomable to me because of the person I've experienced him as, like this man of wisdom and positivity and kindness, and he just wants to share what he knows, and he's just such a good guy. So I think anytime I'd meet someone who showed characteristics of him, I'd be like, you can change and I can help you. Even though one of the things my dad always taught me was like, accept the things you cannot change. And I was like, let's see if I could though.
One.
Let's see if I could change those things, because it would be really cool if I could.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do have I don't love the drama.
No, you love it. Anyone who says that they don't love the drama,
that's true.
They fucking love. They eat it up.
No, it hurts, but it does make amazing art. Like, I've written the best songs, some good poetry, some really good moments of dialogue and screenplays. I think it's because I've grown up watching movies and I want to make movies. So I'm not the main character, but I'm the director. And in order to make something good, I want to pull from those emotions that I've experienced.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever felt main character ever in my life.
What?
So maybe when I was like 14, I felt a little main character.
Yeah, there's moments, I guess, where I felt main character, but I'm more like sitting in the director's seat, being like, this is good. Someone's gonna play me, and I'm gonna give them all the perfect words I wish I said in that moment. I'm gonna make it much more dramatic. I guess I enjoyed the dramatics in the sense of like, I can't wait to share this with someone who also has been in this moment and be relatable and show, hey, we've all experienced pain and hurt or not being wanted by someone that you want or lost.
The best.
Yeah, the best.
The unmutual feelings.
Yeah, that was something that I was stuck in for years and sometimes I still.
Everyone though.
Sometimes I'll if it's not one of the people that I like daydream about, it's the other. There's like a good 4 or 5 people who sometimes I'm like, oh, I just wish if it worked out, it would have been the best.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of over that.
Yeah.
I think because I did the hardest one the most recently, that now I'm like, oh, I can do that. I can cut people off even if I don't want to at all. I'd rather be a doormat and have you in my life than, not have you in my life. But I finally broke through that where it's like, oh, you're actually making me so sad.
Did I not see this before?
Yeah. It was good art.
Yeah. That's some of my best art came from feeling like unwanted or being in like a non, uncommunicative relationship per se.
Yeah.
Like, I would always make parallel universe art where me and the person would be like madly in love and obsessed with each other and walking into a world of like not corruption and like
I have big pedestal brain where but I think it's because I don't want, in those moments I did not want to focus on myself, and
me always
that breaking that off, I think it's been a few months since I broke off my last,
no pun intended, glowed the fuck up.
I really did.
Came not out of nowhere. We all know what the correlation was.
Every single person in my life was like, glow. It's time.
This story, this tea that we're talking about,
yeah, it definitely was one of those karmic relationships. I don't want to say it was a twin flame or a soulmate, but
absolutely,
it was one of those moments, one of those relationships where you're just in a loop. You're dancing in the same circle over and over again,
and you're getting dizzy and you're throwing up, and you keep going,
and nothing good is happening, but you still picture the perfect part.
Maybe it's midsummer. Maybe I'll win at the end.
Yeah, maybe I'll just be covered in flowers and
get the crown. Yeah.
Oh, those relationships suck, but I think they're necessary. They're karmic in the sense of, and I had to break that cycle to get to where I am right now.
Right, of course.
Because it's not like he or that person, it's already he. It's not like he was the only person I ever experienced that same type of karmic relationship with, where I was dancing in circles. Now I know what I want from a partner if I ever have one, and
it teaches you what you want and what you don't. Yeah. Of course. Had this same deal.
I'm glad that it happened though. I'll never regret doing the same thing over and over again. Some people are like, fool me once, shame on me. What? or shame on you.
Fool
I don't.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on
Me?
Fool me 3 times.
Get out of here. Yeah, I'm definitely one of those persons who makes the same mistake multiple times. But it's because I have no shame. I have zero shame. I wish I had some, but I really have none.
I don't know. I can't see. I'm like not very self-aware in this respect because I'm like, do I keep doing the same thing over and over again? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so though. I don't think that I keep doing the same thing over. Maybe. I don't know.
I know I do. And I'm very self-aware right now that I'm not doing it anymore.
Right.
But I'm conscious of it. And there's moments where I slip. I'll just be so happy. I'm like, wow, I'm doing so well for myself. I'm achieving so many things. I'm starting this platform. I have a good base, a good foundation to build off and keep growing. Oh my gosh, look how much can happen when I only focus on myself. And then there's moments where it doesn't even matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter at all what I've done. Sometimes I'm like, I actually have done nothing. So
yeah,
I'd rather actually be getting stomped on and trying to fix someone to be what I want to be.
Oh yeah, literally.
Yeah. I think every time I've tried to quote unquote change someone, it's because I saw something in them I saw in myself that I should be working on for myself, but
you try to work on for them.
Yeah. It's like, just in case this isn't gonna work on me, let's see if it'll work on you first.
Yeah, like maybe if I give you all the love and support that I should be giving myself, you will thrive, and I will be pushed down and stepped on.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, but this gets back into my original thought for what we're going to talk about today. We always try to get like a little basis of what we're going to talk about, and then I feel like it goes wild.
I was waiting for you because I didn't remember a single thing we were going to talk about.
No, we said we were going to talk about the struggle of being a creative, and I feel like we already started to get into that, about how it's like so hard to actually bring things to fruition because your mind is just at least my mind is just so overactive. I look at everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the way the light hits that. And I'll just become obsessed and like focused on like certain things. So much so where I don't even do anything. Don't produce shit. I have like 4 freaking 6x9 foot canvases sitting in my studio for weeks that I haven't put paint on because I'm basically I'm a limp dick. I cannot get myself. I think I'm gonna ruin them. I took
Why?
all these. I don't know. I like took all this time to like stretch these huge canvases. And
what about your quilt idea?
I don't have enough confidence in myself, or I'm afraid
you're never gonna gain that confidence though. If
it's not even confidence, because I know I could do it. That was the wrong word. It's like, it's. You know when you have an idea in your head and you try to bring it into the real world?
And it's never it.
It's coming out. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Then I'm just going to wing it. Like, kind of like what we do with this podcast. We're like, well, we'll just wing it, whatever we talk about. Mm. That's the same thing how I feel in art. Like, I really need
But this is happening.
Right. I know. That's why I need to just start painting. I just get a block. I get a mental block because there's so many things that I want to do.
Oh, I feel the same way. I wish if I this is proof that free will doesn't exist right here. I'm going to tell you what it is. I wish I could focus on a single thing, and I wish I had one single passion. I wish I could look at all the things I really like and choose one and just be content with that. But it'll never happen.
Right.
Even though if I'm like, okay, Gloriana, you're a photographer, and then I meet someone, they're like, what you do? Like, what do you do?
What's your title?
What you do, baby? And then I'm just, I don't know what to say. Because I like
to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I'm a jack of all trades.
My fucking bio on Instagram, all kinds of art done by me. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I always have just felt
all kinds.
A mile wide and an inch deep.
Yeah.
And I wish I could be a really deep inch, a mile deep inch.
Yes.
But I'm just an inch.
Yeah.
I can't. I've lost that.
You know,
guys. You get me.
It's like I I love being creative, but sometimes I'm like, these motherfuckers out here that aren't creative, that are just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to school to become a dental hygienist, like duh, and they're just, no shade on dental hygienists. I thought about it for a minute, but that are just like, oh my god, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm totally satisfied with doing this for the rest of my life and scrolling through Pinterest and living my life
and buying one of those boards to write 384 days of not being engaged.
Yeah,
and
like,
then they get it's like 1 day engaged.
Yeah, and they do their Pinterest crafts, and they are relaxed. They relax and they're satisfied with their Pinterest craft, and they show it off on like Instagram, Facebook. What's that?
I mean, at least they're doing Pinterest crafts. That's something. That's some type of
that is some creativity. But I'm talking about that
it's
deep
not
soul creativity.
Yeah, it's not your own idea. It's like, oh, I saw this and I want to recreate it versus, oh, I have this idea I need to get out.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between like itching creativity. Like,
yeah, some people just don't have it.
Yeah.
I have a friend who is studying. He's in med school right now. And the only time he's ever painted was at one of those wine and paints where they have like the scenic backdrop of the night and you just paint that. They teach you how to paint that, which saddened me so deeply.
Why? That he just has only ever...
He's so content with never making anything creative.
So many people are like that. I don't know.
Are they lying to themselves?
No, they just
it's
don't.
So hard.
They just don't.
It's so hard to understand.
They just don't want to. Or, I mean, to be fair, I think people could be creative in like different respects.
Like,
I mean, like programming, or it could, I don't know shit about it, but could be creative.
I remember the only real job I ever craved or considered having was being a orthodontist, because when I went to Columbia, my uncle I watched him put on a set of braces on a fake set of teeth, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Just hits. Yeah,
but that looked creative and fun. I was like, I want to make molds of people's teeth, but that's just because I'm a weird teeth girl. It had nothing to do with like being an orthodontist.
Yeah, hate the dentist, love teeth.
Love teeth. I don't mind the dentist. I like getting my teeth cleaned.
I'm a chronic cavity holder.
Yeah.
10 cavities. Absolutely ridiculous.
Ooh, 10 calves, baby. 10 calves. I will do
yes. All the fucking sour candy. I'll eat it till my tongue bleeds. We mentioned that earlier. It's that. It gets to me. It's the not flossing for me, you know?
I have pretty decent dental hygiene.
How many cavities you've had?
4. My whole life.
Damn. In the molars?
Yeah. The one right next to my wisdom tooth, actually. I got my fourth cavity filled while they took out my wisdom tooth, which was very traumatic.
Yeah.
Art though, dude.
Yeah, they didn't give Glow her wisdom teeth. Which
I can't. I'll cry.
She wanted to make art with it, and they didn't give it to her, which is against our rights, to be fair.
Kind of. I grew it. It's my bone. It's rude of them to say, no, you can't have your own bones. Celia drew me a tooth memorial tattoo that I'm going to get done.
Where are you going to put it?
On my arm. It's going to be a tooth fairy, and she has my wisdom tooth in her hand, and she's really angry.
How many tattoos do you have?
7.
Really?
Yeah.
Most elite is the Cars one, obviously.
Yeah. I'm nothing without my Lightning McQueen tattoo. Who is she? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, the girl with the Lightning McQueen tattoo? Oh. Lady Gleep, right. Gloriana. And then
it clicks. It all clicks.
Yeah.
Back to the fucking creative struggle. I have this one teacher who literally seems like he wants us all to be overachievers. This is a multimedia field production class, okay? So it's like we're using cameras to record stuff and whatever. And I can't. I hate it.
Yeah, I hated being a TV and production major because it's nothing like the real world. I've been on real sets, and nothing in those classes that I was forced to take to get a degree will ever happen in my lifetime, I don't think.
I'm close to finishing school with that bachelor's degree, but I don't even know what the fuck I would use it for. It's completely genuine.
Yeah.
I'm literally just gonna try and create content after I get a degree.
I like making my own content, but there's the fact that there's no boundaries is a perk 100%, but sometimes it's also the thing that is a part of my downfall, because I want to put my hands in all the honey pots. I want to paint and I want to make postcards.
Speaking of all the honey pots, don't mean to cut you off. Pottery? I want to do pottery.
I do ceramics too. I take it in school.
It's just too fun. It's too fun. And, you know, there should be public kilns. There probably are. But there should be more.
Yeah. My dream is to open a YMCA, but for art, where you just come, you have a membership, and there's rooms and supplies to do everything that you'd ever want.
We've talked about that before.
That would be a dream, but even then, one of my dreams that I have it fully planned out exactly what it would be like, and I convince myself that's my lifelong dream, and then if I try and picture myself doing it, it's not fulfilling me.
Doing the YMCA thing?
Yeah, my ikigai, my dream job. It's not an actual YMCA, obviously.
Well, yeah.
I like the idea of making art more accessible to people who don't have it. Mm-hmm. And that is a dream of mine.
But then again, it's like, but then whenever you think about that, don't you ever think like, oh, but like art is all perception, and people who like really truly want to create art will get their hands on it. Like I don't know, the guy who put the old toilet inside that museum, our mutt, and everybody thought it was art. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like
the banana and the art basil.
Right. Is
it's
it art basil?
I don't know.
Art basil, art basel.
Art basel. It's BASEL. I don't know. I've always said basil.
I like basil.
Art basel in Miami. But it's hard to think about my future. I can't think. It's weird because I was so depressed for a period of my life that I have no memory of the past. But I'm also so anxious that I can't think ahead more than, I don't know, a week. Even if I tell someone, oh yeah, I'm free Thursday, I'll forget by Thursday because I can't think about the future. It's so overwhelming because,
I mean, it's good to be present.
Yeah, I am present, but I'm also like disassociating while I'm present. It's so complicated. It's so counterintuitive. It doesn't make sense. So I when I am living in the past, which is rare, it's like highlight reels of things I shouldn't be thinking about. They're not good memories. Like I never think about the past and I'm like, yay, wow, I wish I was there. It's things that I wish I could change about the past.
Really?
Which is bad. I never glamorize the past. I always think I wish I did that differently.
So you live life with regrets, huh?
And I'm not regretful of it. Because I know.
Okay, but if you wish you did it differently, then that means you kind of regret it.
No, because I know what happened.
Okay.
And I had there are things that I had no like will over. Yeah. Things I just wish didn't happen or did happen, but I know they did, and I know they've made me who I am. Mm-hmm. Those are the things I'll think about in the past, and I'll just get lost. And then when I try and think about the future, it stresses me out so bad because I think I'll never be successful or achieve my dreams. Yeah. And then literally last night I was putting away art. I was putting away a bunch of stuff, cleaning up my basement where I do all my art shenanigans. And I literally was just like, wow, eventually I'll get to the point where I don't exist and I will never be able to create. And that's it. That's done. And that, like, it gets so existential so quick. It's absurd. And then I have to pull myself back into the present moment and I'll be so upset. But I can't make sad art like that. Really? I've only made sad art when it's about love or my heart being broken.
Yeah. I see. You want to leave something behind. Do you ever think about that? Like a legacy, like within art, not like a fucking bloodline.
Sometimes, yeah, I want people to remember me, but if they don't, I guess that's fine.
Like you don't want to be like not iconic, but you know, a staple in art history.
It's okay if I'm not.
See, See, that's where me and you differ.
If I could make all the things that I wanted to make and it give me the life that I wanted and it not be remembered, that is fine.
I agree with that, but I would also like see. I think this is where I get caught up too. I want my work to be fucking timeless. I want it to be some shit that people are like, yup, that's it, that's the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like
the Alfred Hitchcock,
right? Which is the
pop art,
the Salvador Dali's of the world, you know. So I'll get caught up in that, and I'm like, I have to make something timeless and memorable. I'm like, I should do some Andy Warhol stuff, and then it just gets all convoluted and doesn't turn out to anything.
The hardest thing ever for me is writing an artist statement because I never know what my art means. I don't. And if I knew what it meant, I probably would have written it down instead of creating something that had no words attached to it.
100%. Also, I feel like one of the main things that a takeaway that I've gotten from art is that it doesn't need to be explained. It doesn't need to be written out and printed right in front of you as an artist statement. This is what I'm working on. This is what I want you. This is what I'm trying to get from you. This is what I like.
Yeah.
Trying to invoke feelings or whatever. Don't feel it.
One of my biggest insecurities is feeling like a dummy, but just not being articulate enough to fully explain to someone my thoughts and ideas and the way I process things or the way I did things. Say I do get to direct a movie one day and it's everything I ever wanted. There's a premiere. If there's a Q&A, don't even talk to me. I would like for me to not have to explain anything I ever do because I didn't do it because I wanted to explain myself. I did it because I didn't want to explain myself.
Exactly.
That's the non-communicative.
Communicative.
Yeah. That's the side of me. If I'm making art, it's because I don't want to tell you how I feel. Like it's right there in front of you.
Thank you. Like read between the lines.
If you want to ask me if I'm okay, yeah, you can ask. Maybe I'll be really good. Maybe I'll be awful. But I don't know. I just don't want to have to explain myself.
Yeah, no, I understand that. It's like the most frustrating thing. I also don't take myself serious enough.
Yeah, I don't take myself serious.
So I couldn't be just like, oh, I'm doing this because this reminds me of the calmness of the ocean and the beauty in the sky. Like
I can't.
No, I'm just like, I don't know. Like a lot of my content is like, I draw rats. Like, what am I fucking gonna say about that?
Yeah,
little street rat.
Yeah, I am 100% surface level sometimes, but the things that I do create that are deep, I don't know how to explain them in a way that will sound articulate. So am I just dumb, or are none of my thoughts deep? You know, it gets hard.
Yeah. Oh my God, that leads into the imposter syndrome.
And right. I've never really fully understood what imposter syndrome is.
You don't, like, when you're doing something, like, say you're taking photographs, and, like, if you got, like, a legitimate opportunity, you've had legitimate opportunities, but I'm saying if you got in front of, like, say, a corporation, and they're like, okay, now do it. You get, like, panic and nervous, and you're like, do I fucking know how to do this? Like,
all the time.
Yeah.
I convince myself I have zero talents and capabilities, and then when say I did a music video for a band in my town, right? I have this idea in my head, and while I'm recording, I know it's not gonna happen. I just know that I don't have the tools I need to accomplish the big picture in my head, because it's more of like a $50,000 budget.
Right. So to you, it's gonna be half-assed, but to everyone else,
they're like, "Wow, Gloriana, you're capable of so much," and I'm like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I made it work because I have like a creative eye, but
yeah, and the whole time, like if someone asks me to paint something for them, I'm like, they are not going to like it. I am not that good. I have a really, really hard time pricing my art. I'm like, this is, to me, worth $5. Regardless of if I spent 25 hours painting it, it didn't look like what it did in my head, even though you don't know what it looked like in my head. It didn't look like that, so therefore, not good.
Yeah. There's so many times where I wish I had the artistic capability to fully show what's going on in my brain. I don't. And maybe it's because I do so many things that it's really hard for me to like hone in on a single craft.
Yeah, and then there's those people that can just throw themselves into something like 100% completely and just sit there and paint for 7 hours straight with like headphones on, and I'm like,
how?
That ain't me. I gotta get up, move around, ask 45 people about what they think about it.
I'm one of those people who's constantly distracting myself. I have to be listening to music. I have to be watching dumb videos. I shouldn't be on YouTube. I'm wasting my time all the time, and I hate that about myself.
Own worst enemies. Do you like being in silence?
It's hard for me. It has to be forced sometimes. If I am doing it by myself, I'll put on music, and then I'm like, I'm actually not I can't do it sometimes. But it's because
like
if
listen to music and do work.
It causes me anxiety sometimes to be in complete silence. I can't.
Oh, really?
I can't get
and
stuff
like in
done.
the car. Say you're just driving in the car. Silent or not?
And it's never silent. Sometimes when Michael and I are driving and there's no music, I'll ask him to turn something on.
Really? Oh, it's deafening for you, the silence.
It hurts sometimes.
Yeah. Understandable.
Sometimes it doesn't, but usually it does.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming. Like if I'm painting or doing drawing or something, music, podcast, I need that noise, that stimulation. I need something.
I don't know if it's because if I'm sitting in silence, it's that my brain is so empty that it's all like too much or so much silence that it's deafening. Or if I'm sitting in silence, I'm overthinking about things. I honestly think more when I'm listening to things. I don't think more in silence.
I feel just more stimulated listening to something. Like I could get more, like I'll take stuff that I'm hearing and I'll that'll be like a cohesive part of whatever I'm
I don't need to watch stuff all the time, but I do like to be listening to stuff majority of the day.
Yeah.
My Spotify time last year was around 90,000 minutes.
I need to get that. First off, amazing. But that's like every day, twice a day.
It was probably 50% Arctic Monkeys on loop.
Alex Turner, we love you. I need to get on Spotify. I'm a fucking Apple Music bitch right now, and I don't even want to be. It's not by choice. We have a family plan.
Yeah, I never had Apple Music. I've been a Spotify gal since
Spotify just
after Pandora. Whenever Pandora died, I got right onto Spotify.
First off, Pandora never died. It's still elite, still out there. Second off, I need to get on Spotify because they have better playlists. Hands down, they make them for you. They give you songs that you like. You could so much easier to find music on Spotify than it is to
Spotify wants you to
Apple
listen to music. Apple Music doesn't want you to listen to music.
No,
it wants you to listen to songs you already know.
Literally, Apple Music is the format and layout of LimeWire. It's literally not.
It's because they coincided. I feel like Apple must have known that everyone was using iTunes to just put their LimeWire in.
Yeah.
Honestly, the sadness is starting to seep in right now because I think I'm scared. Tomorrow's like
that seasonal depression.
No, not seasonal depression. It's kind of like, oh, am I going to be successful at this launch right now?
Oh, bitch. You've been promoting it. You got a giveaway popping. You will be successful.
I'm even at this point
on YouTube for fucking Justin Bieber Baby when we were like 13 years old. So don't even worry about it.
It's so hard to not doubt yourself.
Of course. Literally.
Because there's so many people that exist, and you see people that have fame and celebrity, and they just use it to be themselves. And I'm like, but I have stuff. I have stuff to bring to the table. Look at my art.
Yeah.
And that's not enough. How do I make it enough?
It is enough. Just show it to the world.
And then there's another part of me. I'm like, it is enough. Yeah, exactly. But there's always that other half of me that just needs to feel bad for myself for just a moment.
100%, I get that, but then I remember I'm like, oh, there's a fucking audience for everyone.
Yeah.
There's 7 billion people, at least 5.
Yeah, at least 5. Please, at least 5.
Yeah. And hello to the 5.
High 5. Thanks for listening. I feel like everyone can relate, though, to just not
doubt.
Just doubt. Syndrome. Yeah. I didn't even know I had imposter syndrome until today. Self-diagnosed, obviously.
Everybody has it. Like, if you're doing some endeavor, if you don't, that confidence, where'd you get it from?
Yeah. A part of me just wishes I could, like I said, free will. I wish I could just do one thing and be super content with it. It's the indecisiveness. It's the doubt. It's the not being good at one thing. Extreme.
It's also the curiosity and the interest.
There's so much life.
Yeah.
There's so many things I want to experience and things I want to make.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine knowing ceramics and pottery existed and not thinking, oh, I want to make something for myself. Not even
wanting to fucking touch the clay. Like the kids in high school who had the choice to take pottery or home ec.
If you cooked food instead of making accessories for your home, don't even talk to me.
I just don't understand it, you know?
I remember I couldn't wait. Ceramics fills up so quickly. I never registered for classes fast enough
to get ceramics.
Yeah, I wanted it so bad so I could just fill my office, my bedroom, my living room with pieces that I made that I had in my brain that don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool to have something that doesn't exist and it only exists for you. That's one of the best feelings in the world.
Literally one of the best feelings. Yeah, bringing a thought into this world, into like reality, and you're like, oh my God, that was in my brain. No one's ever seen that before that I know of. And there it is, like completely original, completely derived from my own personal experience. And there it is.
Yeah, that is one of the most amazing feelings in the world. Mm-hmm. I think I dream to have that all the time.
Yeah, just it's like, I don't even know what it is. Is it the proudness? It's like it's a weird sense of being proud. It's like,
yeah,
because you're like, I created, especially knowing that not everybody could do that. Like athletes are like, oh fuck it, not everybody could do this.
It just sucks because I want to do it in so many different ways. I want to make my own ice cream. I want to make my own clothes. I want to.
Why the fuck did ice cream?
I've made my own ice cream before.
Well, yeah, in an establishment.
Yeah, like I want to have my own flavor. I just want to do everything. I want to have my own.
Speaking of ice cream, if we could just, this isn't a sponsor. We just want to shout out Jenny's ice cream, lemon and blueberries parfait.
Yeah, Jenny's is amazing. Tyler the Creator made a flavor with her.
Oh my God, fucking Jenny.
Yeah. Please. Tyler the Creator, he's living my dream. He puts his toes in everything. Jack Everyone loves him.
That's why we love Childish Gambino, Donald Glover.
All of them.
That I want to have, like, not an alter ego, but I just want to be known as something different for when I go into my different endeavors.
See, that's my problem. I'm like, did I choose the right name? I'm scared. What if I want a different name and it's too late because I've already established this name? And
then it's fine. You make another one.
Yeah, that MF Doom lifestyle where he just has so many names and you don't even know if you're listening to MF Doom or not until someone's like, oh, do you know that's MF Doom?
So good.
Yeah. I just want to be a person of I'm like in a spiral right now. You guys are witnessing a live spiral, but it's just because the pressure's on. And
tomorrow's October 1st. That's when the website drops. That's when everyone's gonna hear these podcasts
of us just talking, hopefully not nonsense. I listened to the first 2 episodes all the way through.
Yeah, and you know what, I am going to post on my Instagram for the first time in 10 months. It's going to be this link to this podcast, this art, and that is giving me major anxiety because you know when you don't post on Instagram for a really long time,
it's gonna go to the top to
everybody gets a fucking notification, which is good to promote this, but like also terrible for that inner anxiety.
I think what's nice too is I'm not just promoting myself. I'm doing prints for the first time. I'm printing out my photography and gonna sell prints of that. And the first ones I'm doing are of Celia, who's gonna be our first podcast guest.
That's right.
Sometime next week. And so
you guys are gonna love her.
You guys are gonna love her.
Earth Angel.
And I took my first prints of her, so she's gonna promote those to help me sell those. You're gonna help me promote the podcast because you're my co-host, my partner in crime. Michael's always helping me. I have a really good support system, and I just need to let that weight fall sometimes because I think I have to carry it all by myself, and I don't.
No, not at all.
And then
like this fucking podcast. Relax.
Yeah.
I literally haven't. You don't need to be carrying the burden. You know.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get to a point where we could stick. And we'll get better at it. I know we're not like the best, but we're not the worst.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely get into a rhythm. I already feel it. Like I'll do the posts. We can get the editing going. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah, we just have to. What's it like? Test. It's a test run. We're test running and
dipping our toes,
seeing what's gonna happen, what works, what doesn't work, and we'll evolve on
seeing how many views this shit gets.
Yeah,
I would literally be so shocked if we got like over 1,000.
My goal is 50.
50,000 views?
No, just 50.
Oh my god. Yeah, literally 5.
If 50 people listen to this, I would cry. That's such an accomplishment. 3 hours of us just talking.
Oh my god. If 5 people listen to 3 hours of us talking, I'd be like, we have it, baby. We have the it factor.
We are it. I've been watching a lot of podcasts recently too, just to try and see. I'm like, do Claire and I, are we awful? Are we good? Are we okay? I think we're good.
I think we're good too.
But thank you guys for listening to the first 3 episodes of the podcast.
Thank you so much.
I genuinely am so appreciative. I think once I post everything and say, hey, the website's live, everyone go check it out, I will feel so much better, but also I might cry because, you know, the idea of failure, this is the first time I ever actually did something.
And putting yourself out there.
And put myself out there 100%. I've done it in senses of uploading YouTube videos every once in a while or making TikToks or whatever, but this is my thing. Like, this isn't on an app. This is my thing. And it's so scary.
This isn't going to be on the podcast
app? Not yet. Hopefully soon. Okay. Right now, this is just going to be on YouTube and on the website.
YouTube and website? Okay.
I have to figure out how to put it all on the podcasting app. If anyone knows how to do that who's listening, yeah.
I'll do that. I'll get that done.
All right. Well, I can't wait for next week. We're going to kind of dive.
October. You guys are going to see something
crazy different.
A nice little glow.
I want to stay productive, like, on this route that I'm on. I've missed 2 classes of psychology, so I'm making a mental note that I need to go to class tomorrow.
Okay. I skipped class today, so that's what's up.
Yeah, I skipped class 2 days. So I'm just gonna try and stop self-sabotaging. If I've learned one thing today, it's that I've known that, but being conscious of those things that you want to change about yourself is one of the most important things. So
thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the first 3 episodes.
Me too.
Lucky
number 3.
If you have any comments or questions, hit us up on the 6 of Hearts on Instagram, on the website.
We got that P.O. Box.
P.O. Box 855, Norwalk, Connecticut 06852.
That's what's up.
I can't wait to continue this journey.
I can't to see what happens.
I'm so excited for talking to Celia.
Oh, me too. And if the people listening, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm shocked that you got this far. There'll be more.
We'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.